Look at the final installment of the crash course into SolidUI. So we're going to take a quick look at how we can theme and colour up our SolidUI interface and our components. I'm going to look at a couple of things quickly. So first of all, we're just going to look at how we can change the colours, a quick way to do that. And then also we're going to have a quick look at adding like a theme, like a dark and light theme toggle. So first of all, let's have a look at styling, giving some different colours. So if you can see in SolidUI, we have it basically says it's an unofficial port of the SHAD CN UI to Solid. So if we go to SHAD CN UI, you can see that we've got this themes page and we have customize. So you can choose different colors, or you can customize to that. So if I do that and then I go to copy code, I get this this interface here with all the variables. So what we can do is copy that and we go back to our app and we go to the CSS. Now you just got to be wary here, because when we add this, it looks all the same, but in the original one here, we have this data KB theme dark. So you've got to keep that, and we'll show that why we need that later. So if we go here just to double check, there we are, copy that, and then we'll override this here, and then we'll get rid of this one, and we'll update. And if we go to our app, there we are, we've got purple buttons. So we've added the new styling in there. So let's think about what we want to do. So how we would like to implement the dark theme. So what we would like to do is have, or what I think we should do is put a toggle button here, or just a button that you can click and it'll go to dark mode, and then you click again and it'll come back to light mode. So let's look at implementing that. So if we go to the docs, we have a couple of things that we want to install. So we need to install Cobalt Core. So Cobalt is, if we look at the getting started, somewhere in here, it says that it uses, so reusable components built with Cobalt and Core Vue. So this is the base package from Cobalt that we've just installed. So that's installed nicely. So now what we want to do is we want to bring these in. So we've got this. Let's just copy that for now. And we'll go into our, so I'm just going to put this in our app. Let's just add that in there. Cut that, put that there. So there we have the import of our packages of our Cobalt core. So we're using the create local store manager, and we're adding this adds a local storage under the key of SolidUI theme. So we could change this to HR app theme. So now we have this storage manager. So what we want to do from here is we want to take color mode script and we'll add it in here. And the storage type is just going to be storage manager dot type. So this just tells us what type of storage we're going to be using, and this is going to be create local storage. And then here we're going to do color mode provider, and we're going to add a storage manager, and we're just going to pass the storage manager to that. So this is going to be our provider. So then we have access to these values in there. So what we want to do now is we want to add a button. So this is set it up, set the provider up, set the script up with the type of storage that we want. So we got no change to the front end. It's all still the same. So now we want to create our toggle button here that allows us to change the theme, or the mode should I say, rather than the theme. So in here we're going to add another file. We'll just call it mode toggle. And inside our mode toggle we're going to import show, and that's from Solid. And then we'll also import, well, we won't do that yet because we haven't installed it, so we'll just export this function and we'll return just let's just do a div for now, and we'll just call it a button. Ooh, button. Okay, so we'll do that for now. So we've got our button. This is the mode toggle. What we'll do is we'll add that to our main. So let's do that. So in here, so what I want to actually do is I want to add a flex in here so that we can have a space between. Cut that, put that in there, and then we'll import mode toggle. We'll just close that off. So let's have a look at the UI. So now we've got our button here, we can see that. That's good. Well, it's not a button, it's just a text for the button, but you know what I mean. Okay, so now let's have a look at what we want. So what we need here in our mode toggle is we need we need the toggle. So I don't think that we've done the toggle yet. No. So let's go back to SolidUI. And we'll get this. And we'll add a toggle. And then we'll go back into here. So that adds the toggle. Then what we can do is import toggle. And we'll set that there. Okay. So toggle returns a function okay, so that's that, and this takes state. This returns a state, and the state is pressed. So what we want to say is actually if state pressed do something else do something else, and then here we're just gonna return a diff for now. Okay, so what we get is this state pressed. So this means if it, so initially it won't be pressed. When it's pressed, then something happens, otherwise it doesn't. So as we saw, as you may have seen from the IntelliSense, we get this. So let's have a look at that. So this is saying, so this is the show component from SolidJS. So we're saying show, so when pressed, show dark, otherwise the fallback is to light. So let's see what this looks like. So at the moment we've got light because we have light, dark, light, dark, light. Okay, so that's good. So that's working. So now what we'd like to do is we'd like to set the actual theme. So what we'll do is here we can do const, and we'll set color mode, and this is going to come from something called use color mode, which is from the Cobalt core, and this is a hook that hooks into our provider data provided by our color mode provider. So this is going to get the color mode from here. So what we want to do is say if state is pressed, set the color mode to dark, otherwise set the color mode to light. So what's happening here is we're going to toggle, and when we click on this to toggle this button, we're actually going to update this state. So each time this is clicked, the state updates. So when we click it, it goes state is pressed. If state is pressed, then we're going to set the color mode of the provider to dark, and this will set our dark theme. So let's have a look. So there we are. So now we have our theme. I think the one thing that we could maybe do here is just improve this. So what we'll do is we'll look at installing some icons and using icons in here. So a really good icon library that I like is one called Lucid Solid. So we'll add that. I think it's called Lucid Solid. And then we'll use the moon, moon and the sun icons. And then we'll say if it's dark, we'll show the moon. And if it's light, we'll show the sun icon. So here we are, we've got the icons. And there we are. So that's our light mode, dark mode. Okay, so that will do, and that wraps up our crash course in SolidUI. Over the coming few days, weeks, we're going to expand on our knowledge and do some more things with SolidUI and Solid Start. Okay, thanks for watching.